Welcome back to Miss B Biology. This is a revision lesson on non-specific defense system. So grab your book and grab your pen and let us begin. The objective of this lesson is to describe the non-specific defense system of the human body against pathogens. Let us now talk about how our body prevents microorganisms getting in. So every day we come in contact with millions of microorganisms. If you're on the bus right now and you're sitting down, sorry to say, but that seat that you're sitting in, they have microorganisms on them. If you're at school, you're sitting around a table, microorganisms are present. If you are alive and you're breathing in air, the air that you're breathing in contains microorganisms. But our body is made in such a way to prevent these microorganisms from entering. Yes, there are openings on our body, for example, our nose and our mouth. And if we have a break in the skin, for example, if you get a cut, microorganisms or pathogens can enter the body from those points. The body has many defense mechanisms, though, to keep the pathogen out. So let us look at them right now. So let us talk about how the skin defends our body and prevents pathogens from entering. The skin produces sebum, which is an oily antimicrobial substance that kills pathogens. So if any pathogen is on your skin right now, the oily substance should kill those pathogens. Your skin also acts as a barrier, right? The skin covers the entire body and it prevents the pathogens from entering. See this word that is underlined, barrier? That is a key word when you're writing answers on this topic. But what if you have a cut? What if there is a wound? What if the skin is broken? It means that this barrier is now broken, and so pathogens could enter from that point. If there is a break in the skin, the platelets that are found in your blood, remember when you looked at blood components and you spoke about red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets? Yes, we're talking about those same platelets. Those platelets are responsible for blood clotting, right? So the platelets in your blood help to form a clot, which dries to form a scab, which covers the wound until the barrier is restored. Right, so see, we have our scab coming in, yes, covering the wound to prevent the entry of microorganisms and to stop you bleeding to death. Let us now talk about the defense of the respiratory system. The air that you breathe in contains pathogen. I mentioned that early on. So how does the body prevent the pathogens from entering the nose, getting down into the lungs, and causing all sorts of problems? Your nose contains mucus and hair. The mucus is a sticky substance. So as you breathe air in, the particles may contain pathogens. These particles will get trapped in that sticky mucus and it will be prevented or they will be prevented from entering the lungs. Let us continue with defense of the respiratory system. Say, for example, some of the pathogen got past the nose, did not get trapped in the mucus, and ended up in your windpipe. Remember, another name for the windpipe is the trachea. These pathogens are on their way down to the lungs, but your windpipe is adapted in such a way to prevent them from getting into the lungs. Let us look at the adaptations. The trachea is lined with a tissue. This tissue is made up of cells. One type of cell is called goblet cells, and these produce mucus, and the other cells are ciliated. Remember, cilia is a hair-like structure that is always moving in this sweeping motion, wafting anything that comes into its path. So if the pathogen enters the trachea, what is going to happen? One, the goblet cells of the trachea secrete mucus, which traps the pathogen from the air, and then the cilia would waft the mucus to the back of the throat where it is swallowed. Let us now look at defense of the digestive system. So you swallowed the mucus just now with pathogens. These pathogens will end up in your stomach. Say you also had some food and the food was contaminated with bacteria. The food with bacteria will end up in your stomach. Please remember your stomach contains hydrochloric acid, and the hydrochloric acid will kill the microorganisms from the mucus that you have swallowed or if you had food that was contaminated. What if the pathogens get past the skin, the respiratory, the digestive system defense? Would we be infected? Not to worry, there is another line of defense that is called the immune system, made up of white blood cells. In our next video, we will focus on the immune system. Let us now look at an exam question linked to this topic. Describe how the human body prevents pathogens from entering. This question usually values 3 marks, but I have 5 points to share with you just in case you come across a question valuing more than 3 marks. First one, the skin acts as a barrier. The word barrier must be written in your answer because this word is usually underlined in the mark scheme. It means that if you don't have this word written, then you will not get the mark. Stomach contains hydrochloric acid that kills bacteria. The nose contains mucus and hair that traps pathogens. Trachea contains mucus that traps bacteria, which are then moved away by cilia. These 2 words that are underlined must be written in your answer. Tears contain enzymes that kill bacteria also. All right, I hope you enjoyed this lesson and you have learned a lot. Thank you so much for watching and all the best in your exams. Bye bye.